We have Audrey joining us. Hello, madam.
Hi, Marisa. How are you doing?
Good, thanks. I was reading something on your social media page, actually. He's like, what's my favorite color? And it's blue.
Yeah, and I'm wearing
And you're wearing blue.
again.
You look fantastic in blue.
Thank you. You're too kind.
Right, this morning we are talking about a book. So this book, I don't really read much, you know, but it says 2 lovers, 2 continents, 2 cultures, 1 unforgettable love story. I mean, that's just captivating for me. Turning tables.
It is turning tables. You don't know what you've got until it's
gone.
Yes, and that is actually very, very true.
Yeah, tell us about this book.
So I'll tell you first about the author first, because she's a very intriguing author. Born and raised in Zimbabwe, she did her physiotherapy at the University of Zimbabwe, then went to the UK and worked into that health space.
Yeah.
Then she further relocated to the US and she did a master's in public health. So she's all in that health domain. And her husband is also a doctor and she's got two children. So you find that in the story, there's a lot of these medical terms they'll actually come up to just show that, you know, that's her world, that's her domain. But back to the story, I know, like Candace is always saying, we don't have enough fiction writers in Zimbabwe. Yeah. So there's one.
This is like a thriller full of really different. She really maps it out well. This story.
She does.
What is it really about?
So you find that, like you read on the cover, they're 2 lovers. So it's a love triangle. One is white and he's based in the US, and then the other one, Ade, is Nigerian, but based in the UK. So it's a case of, even when she talks about the insights and lessons about relationships, because she's the one who broke off with Ade when she decided to pursue greener pastures and go to another country. But she goes there and she finds out that, look, whatever she was chasing was not it. Then
so she wants him back.
She wants him back, and she actually travels all the way to get him back. And then she meets this white guy on the plane.
Right.
Yes.
Now it's like dun 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 dun.
It's like you're watching a series. You actually write this, that music, that intense music. So you find, not to give spoiler alerts, because I want people to actually buy this book, but you find it's a roller coaster between, and then this guy, Chris, this white guy, Chris, he's like your perfect guy. You know, he does everything right, sends gifts and whatnot, but he's got this little evil streak in him hidden somewhere. Yeah,
this is some of the things that, you know, you really, I mean, if you come back to like the real scene of relationships, this story is actually highlighting important lessons and important themes that we should actually not just dismiss, but actually look into. So this is my next question to you. What are some of the themes that are coming out and some of the lessons that we can pick up from this book?
Okay, so for starters, it's obviously the multicultural background, because she's from, the character is also from Zimbabwe, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's dealing with someone from Nigeria who's now based in the UK. So there are these nuances
of
culture. So there are differences and it will affect the relationship. And then she also talks about how you need to be sure before you make these life-changing decisions when it comes to relationships.
Sometimes, though, can you really be sure? Sometimes love, they say love is blind. You just go zoom. You just go straight into it.
I know that saying love is blind, but I always believe, come on, at this age, you need to walk into love and not fall into love. Yes. So, and then among the other lessons, you find that, well, this story has a bit of a happy ending, but I'm not going to share on that. But we've got, like you're saying, thriller, there's deceit, there's domestic violence, there's lying, there's cheating, there's even an attempted murder.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. And we've got, you know, the whole scene, like in the soapies, someone, you know, coma for like 2 months in the hospital.
Wow.
We do have that in there.
It really does highlight, you know, Audrey, you're talking about this, and it's, I want to read this book, okay? And we're talking about domestic issues that are happening in the homes as well. You can have an attempted murder because someone is too in love with you and they can't let you go. So some of these lessons are actually reality. This is happening in real life.
You know, I always say that anything that you find in a book was written by a person. So it's bound to be real to someone, it's always either the people you know, to the author, or just, I don't know, with AI coming in, where do they write from? But I believe even AI,
the experiences,
yes, it's all human based, so it's always there. So back to your point, let me read a quote. A quote. This is Lindy talking to Maita, this is the best friend, after she had, literally jumped one city to another. And it says, those of us who stay in the so-called toxic relationships aren't the strong ones. The strong ones are people like you who have the strength to walk away. I just don't know how you do it. So back to what you were saying.
Yeah, it's the strength to walk away. That is powerful. What would you do?
Look, it's always hard.
Different people, yeah, I guess. But
so these days, I'm always saying choose your heart. That's my favorite statement. So you find that walking away, there's society which will judge you, and there'll be repercussions. There are always repercussions. So nothing is easy. Everything is hard, but you need to choose your heart.
Yeah, but what if you don't know how to go about that? You see, that's always the difficult thing. That's why we're now having the counselings and the mental health situations, because your mental health can really be affected by staying in something that is incorrect. Can't you be forced to get out of it?
So like what you're rightly saying, that's why it's even good to read, Zimbabwe. You need to read, and then you'll discover, oh, okay, my situation is not so unique. There are other people who've gone through this. But yeah, there's always help. But I know a lot of people don't even speak about it. They just suffer in silence.
It's like a taboo thing, was like, I'm a failure. Because a lot of people also think that if you don't succeed or if your end goal is not marriage, you've failed. Do you
Definitely.
know what I mean? But that's not the case.
That's not the case. And even this guy, in the end, I like the fact that, they broke up. He even dated someone else, and there was a whole lot of drama. ETC, she dated someone else. But ultimately, they just realized, you know what? Despite all the stuff they've gone through, they were actually right for each other. So there's no shame, even in these second, third chances.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's better to make the right decision than to suffer in silence.
So she went back to her ex, and it was the right thing to do?
Yes.
Oh, that's usually not the case.
Exactly.
Because if you've left somebody, you've left somebody. Don't go back.
Exactly. But like we're saying, she left because she thought, you know how we always say that people think that the grass is always greener on the other side. But, those people who have a high water bill, maintenance bill, etc., to make that grass look green.
Well, you know what I heard somebody say to me yesterday, and actually, he says, many people say the grass is green on the other side, but the grass is actually green where you are. So you need to water your own. You need to get your own water bill right there where you are, whether it's in another place or whatever it is. But you know what? It's actually a really good entanglement of a story. I mean, it's 300 pages.
300 pages.
So and 300-page book.
Yes, and it's got the nice big pages and the nice paper quality.
The paper quality is fantastic. The writing, the font is also pretty good, so you won't even feel the 300 pages of it.
Yeah, you can just tell it was done overseas. Yeah. So well done, Alice.
Where are we finding this book?
Okay, so on Amazon, Apple, all the fancy bookstores online, it's there. In Zim, it's at Folio Books, Bindu Books, and World of Books in Highlands. In South Africa, it's at Exclusive Books. And then the other interesting thing is she released this book on audiobooks.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So you can actually listen to it for the lazy readers.
Yes. So that's a great phenomenon. Zimbabwean, I'm encouraging you to also, venture into audiobooks. There are those people who don't want to read, but they can always listen as they drive, as they do their chores, etc.
That's very good. And how much is this book?
349 Rand in South Africa, and then $16.99 paperback on Amazon. And the Kindle version is $7.99, and it's worth every penny. That's all I can say.
So Kindle, all of this is online?
Yes.
Amazon, $16.99. And in here, how much is it? Still the same price?
Same price.
$16.99.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. This looks... And where can we find her on social media?
Alice Takawira Writes on Facebook, Instagram, Alice Takawira Writes, and then on X, Rudotax. And let me just say this, she created this Verenga Girls Club online. And that's where I actually met her way back before COVID.
Right.
And she's so passionate about literature and all that. She would feature different people from the continent. And now she's got her own book.
She's got her own. Is this her first book?
This is her first book.
Wow.
And it came from all that passion and that creating spaces for authors and people speaking about literature. and now she's got her own book.
She's got her own book.
Yes.
This is really amazing. I think so many lessons to pick up from this book. And, you know, I love how we were talking before, how she uses the culture aspect, and she's got Shona names in here, Maita.
Maita, Sadza, you know, Ndebele names, Noma. So you actually feel at home.
Connected, you feel, yeah.
Yes, but then you also learn about, because she puts a lot of Nigerian words in there, you know, the jollof rice, the Ade's parents feature a lot. He's got a sister who feature a lot also in the book. So you learn a lot just by reading a book. Don't stick to your own world. Explore the world by reading.
The world is your oyster, isn't it? You can just explore so much. That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Audrey, for bringing this book to my attention. I do know that I will borrow it from you and read it. Did you finish it in one go?
Yes, I did.
It's a bit of a silly question for me to ask, because we all know that Audrey is so passionate about her books, writing and everything else. So, I mean, you're also in a very good space. And I love how you are encouraging us to really read more. Get your brains activated.
Definitely.
Hey?
There's more.
There's more out there.
Than just seeing pop-ups on social media.
Spending your whole days of scrolling. Flip through a book. And there we have it. We've got this book, Turning Tables by Alice Takawira. I said we'll find her, Alice Takawira Writes,
yes,
on all her social media handles. Yes. Alice Takawira Writes. Get yourself a copy, $16.99 everywhere, even locally. $16.99. You can get your hands on this book.